Good morning, my pipe smoking friends. It is early. I've got bedhead going on here, but I wanted to give you guys an update on a couple of the tobaccos that I unboxed the other day and let you know what my thoughts are of the tobaccos. I've only tried three of them so far. Currently smoking the C&D Izmir Turkish. You can see I've jarred up the tobaccos now, but that's the Izmir Turkish. You can see that the 2 ounces pretty much fills up this. I don't know what size this is. Pint mason jar? Yeah, whatever. Um, so that's the one I'm currently smoking, and quite frankly, I really enjoy it. It's the notes on smokingpipes.com talks about sweet, musty, sour flavor, and I would agree. That's kind of what it is. I don't know so much about the mustiness, but it definitely has the sweetness, and it is reminiscent of some of the Orientals that I've been smoking lately. I'm smoking it in my new Savanelli Canadian, unfinished, so looking to get it patinaed up and quite enjoyable. I don't know if you can see, no, you can't see because of the light behind me, but anyways, it's an enjoyable smoke. So um, came perfect moisture content. So I opened up the jar this morning and was gonna dump some out to dry it out, and realized nope, it doesn't need to dry it out. So I'm just gonna fire it up, and it's smoking pretty well so far. Um, Yesterday I tried some of the Sutliff Red Virginia Ribbon, and obviously very grassy tin note, and as you would expect, a little sweet. Virginia, it is a red Virginia, and it does have a slightly different note to it or flavor to it than some of the bright Virginias and the dark Virginias. But being a newbie, I have no idea what it is. It's an enjoyable smoke. Definitely going to be a good blending component, and quite frankly, I really like the. I think the mix between the red Virginia and the Izmir is going to be really nice. Okay, and so I had bought three Virginias, so I smoked one of those. I bought two Cavendishes, and I tried the B20 Black Cavendish yesterday. Now this tobacco is quite moist. Doesn't You can see a little bit sticking up there on the top of the jar. Um, so I had to let that set out for at least a half an hour yesterday before I fired it up. It was still really damp. But as you would expect from a Cavendish, it was very smoky and creamy, and so that was really fun. It had a really strong alcohol note when I opened up the baggie and the jar. I couldn't tell whether it was rum or vanilla or cherry, and quite frankly, it's got kind of a little bit of all those in it. And the weird thing to me is it didn't ever say anything about it being cased in the product description. So I was a little disappointed. I was expecting just kind of an unflavored Cavendish, but I tried it, and it does have, I believe, a vanilla flavor, but also kind of a cherry flavor. It is actually kind of reminiscent of Blood Red Moon by Cult. So it's interesting because um, it kind of reminded me of that. So it had a little bit of that cherry flavor to it. So cherry and vanilla. And I like to smoke the Sutliff Mark Twain a lot, and the Retrohale was very similar, in my opinion, to that tobacco. So it was interesting. It was not what I was expecting, but it was creamy. It was good. I only wound up smoking about three-quarters of the bowl. I thought I was done with it, and wound up dumping out the rest. I guess that's what everybody calls dawdle, and wasn't too heartbroken about it. So like I said, today I'm trying the Turkish, enjoying it. It is definitely a Oriental type tobacco. I'm getting some of those Oriental notes that I taste in the Balkans and things of that nature. Um, so that's been enjoyable. You know what? It just dawned on me. I also tried the Arango Balkan Supreme yesterday. Um, and looking at reviews online, it says something to the effect that it's supposed to be a match to Balkan Sobrani, whatever it's called. Um, it was quite Balkany. Um, Almost overpowering. I did get a little bit of tongue bite towards the end of it, but puff for puff, it had so much flavor. It was just bursting at the seams with flavor. I would say that it's not as a refined smoke as I was kind of expecting it to be. Felt like it had a little bit of harshness on some of the edges. Um, Definitely had the Oriental forward flavors. It's also supposed to be quite heavy in the Latakia. I'm gonna try the straight Latakia today, so I get a better understanding of exactly what that flavor is. But so far, most of the blends that I've smoked that have the Latakia in them, I really enjoy them. So um, I'm gonna taste that today, see what that's like just on its own. I do love the note that it provides in the tin, that campfire smoky barbecue smell. I think it's fantastic. Um, didn't when I first tried smoking pipe tobacco, but it's really grown on me. I also have a couple other blends that I'll probably try as well, but trying to do a mix of the straight single tobaccos and then the blends, and see if I can pick out what I've tasted so far. But yeah, right now so far everything I've tasted has been really good. Um, Sutliff Black Cavendish quite wet out of the jar. The other two that I've tried not so wet. They were pretty much ready to go. The Virginia needed to sit out a little bit. It was a little moist. Um, oh, and just as a side note, so when I was taking and jarring up the Louisiana Perique, man, that stuff is something else. Number one, it's sopping wet, so it's definitely gonna need to sit out and dry a little bit. Um, but it was, I don't know, it, the smell is like none other. It honestly smells like I don't know. If you've ever had a pimple or something like that, okay, this is really gross right here. So, um, but if you ever had a pimple or something, or oh, here's a better example. So I've got pierced ears. Well, every once in a while, I just kind of press on them and all that, and a little bit of pus comes out. And being a weird guy, I'll smell. I'm like, ugh, kind of a stinky, I don't know, stinky feet smell or something like that. That's the smell of the Perique. It is quite honestly a very disgusting tin note. Um, so that's gonna be a really interesting smoke. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching this video, and happy smoking.